this originally got...
About the what, I'm sorry?
Talk about the pricing. When this originally got the ball rolling, the economy was nowhere near what it is now. It was kind of scary. And I heard numbers, the first bid was at $350 million.
Yeah.
You came and wanted a rebid. I've never known anybody who's bought a house or a car who didn't get a good deal. But your timing seemed good on this. And you talked about a little bit what prompted you to go out and put a rebid on that.
Yeah, and Jared's going to scold me for being self-effacing, but I'm telling you, I'd rather be lucky than good. We were lucky. You know, frankly, we timed it just right. There was a downturn in the economy. Construction costs were low. Steel and, you know, all commodity prices were low. I mean, we were at a great place at a great time. I mean, we caught a break, and you know, I'll argue to this day. Everyone says, "Oh no, you planned it so well." No, I didn't. It was luck, and I'm happy with that. It worked out to our benefit, and we were able to do this project. There were a lot of things along the way that caused this project to be economically feasible, and that was a huge piece of it.
And for about how you feel?
I still feel incredible about it. I wouldn't want to go out on the street today and price this project. I really would, because I think it would be back to where you're saying in the 350 range.
So some of those factors have made it good, lucky, which reduced possibly some of the costs. Some of those very same factors also made it a little bit more challenging to go out and sell to members, investors, people who were suffering through that economy. Did you see that side as well?
That's a great point, and we were scared to death. You know, Jen Cohen's back there, and she'll tell you. I said, Jen, you sure? I said, man, we're in a recession here. I said, these prices are pretty hefty. And the funniest anecdote I have about that is, and I just got a note from him, a very nice note from him, is the former Seahawks executive, Todd Lewicki, and he said, Scott, he goes, your brand's the best. He said, charge it, they'll pay you. And I said, okay. That made me feel good. Jen goes, you got to listen to him. You didn't listen to me. He said, give me a break. but he gave me that confirmation, and he was right. And you know, this is a product that you know, I knew in my heart of hearts that was going to be the case. I mean, I looked up into that stands. I don't remember, it was a rainy night in November in that god awful season when we went over, and the fans were still turning out. I said, man, this is as bad as it's going to get. I think. I said, this is a testament to loyalty and to people really believing in this place. And that's when I said, hey, I think there is some elasticity and some uplift in what we can charge and what the fans will pay.
When it comes to building the brand and then you have this now finished, is there kind of maybe, I know you don't want to talk a lot about it, but the expectations have kind of risen, maybe there's a little pressure on the program to develop, to kind of win more sooner rather than later? Is there any kind of...
That's the whole point. You know, yeah, it's to win. It's to win championships. That's the expectations haven't changed, and yeah, I mean, it becomes obvious that you have a championship facility. It's time to get going, and let's win some championships.
How much scrambling is there to put the finishing touches on this?
Tons. Yeah.
How close are you to like 100% completion?
Oh, you know, it depends how you define 100%. You know, I sound like Bill Clinton here. What is, but we're going to be dealing with stuff.
Can you elaborate on that?
We're going to be dealing with this stuff for months and months. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, we have a term called day two. You know, some of the things are just going to have to work.
Yeah.
But
and stuff you won't even see. You know, there's stuff that we punch list stuff that it can wait, and there's punch of stuff to make it happen. And I even forget what it is from time to time.
But we honestly, we are closing to the finish.
Give them a percentage.
99.5. You know, we're right there. You saw some steps being scraped. We're really done. That's our last big activity. There's been quite a push this week. Branding, and you'll see this facility branded from a tradition perspective. I want to shout out to Shannon Kelly, one of our partners in the athletic department. There's been some very great thought about the tradition of the Huskies, and that this is going to last. Everything about this facility is deep and steeped in tradition, and it feels right to me. Maybe when you don't grad, this feels right. And so branding, as you'll see, will reflect that. Branding, we call it the gingerbread, was a push to the finish, but it's up and we're feeling good.
What will be the annual debt payment now with the revised amount? And what will the Pac-12 revenues be in terms of getting close to that?
We're not going to encumber, we said that from day one, we haven't encumbered any of our television revenues for this project. The debt service number, I want to get this correct. Do we have it in here, Carter?
No, because it depends on the philanthropic thing.
Yeah, but it's close to the 16 million annually. But it's cash flow from that, the philanthropic. We got 33 in the bank of the 50, almost 52 pledged.
But not encumbering the Pac-12 revenues, is that the Pac-12 revenues would be even more than that $16 million debt annually, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the TV pays for it.
No, it doesn't. We did this project before the TV contract was even signed.
Right, but
And if you said that the treasurer, I would be, indicted for malfeasance.
but there is an equivalence.
Not really. I mean, you can say it's luck or not. If we would have gotten $100 million from the package, from the television package, or $5 million from the this project was going to be built.
Right.
So your planned revenue to service that debt is from operations of the stadium?
Period.
And you talked about the last time we had the press conference with you that there was kind of a little extra reserve. Did you have to dip into that at all? The extra reserve, you said there's kind of an extra percentage that if need be you could dip into it to finish the project. Did you have to dip into it?
We had contingencies in every step of the way, whether it's the developer's contingencies or ours. I'm sure we did all to meet that budget. You'll see in the outline here, the contracted piece that we did, we were about $2.5 million under budget.
Okay.
And then all the investments that we made over and above that are enumerated or that are there.
Okay.
Scott, there's a lot of talk about the arms race in college football and such. What do you think of that? And how much is it sort of a never-ending cycle? There's always going to be nicer facilities to chase and things like that.
Yeah, something's going to have to give. I mean, it gets to the point of being obscene, and that's what we didn't want to be. We wanted to be good but not obscene, and what it is, I don't know. But I think something is going to have to give. But as long as these broadcasters are paying these crazy numbers for live product and live content, I don't know. I mean, I don't know when's it going to stop. You guys probably all read the New York Times series this weekend on ESPN and explained it well and kind of went down that. We've all talked about it, whether it's off the record or on the record. It just keeps going up, and they're going to figure out ways to spend the money in Tuscaloosa or in Columbus or in Austin or in Seattle, frankly. But God, where it ends, I don't know.
Given that there's so much money coming in from TV, why was it necessary to move the student section?
Oh, there are a bunch of reasons. I mean, this conversation with Art, we did not know what was going to come in from TV. So the economics of this was not based on it. It was based on standalone revenue we could generate out of this project. So we had to do that because I think that revenue on the north side generated about a third of our annual revenue payments to do this. We wouldn't have done this project if we didn't. Jim?
I know when you guys talk about maintaining the Washington tradition, a lot of fans feel like that is part of that is the noise factor. Can you give people an example or an idea of what you guys might expect in terms of how the noise is amplified or how it might be different on Saturday?
Well, there was just some, I guess you'd say common sense as the fans get closer to the field, it's definitely going to create some energy. The team has been performing well, which is actually the number one way to generate sound. We didn't spend money on engineering studies because we thought it would have been a waste of money because it's going to be what it's going to be. I mean, that was the geometry we needed to have, but based on the way the stadium is put together, we see nothing but just great Husky passion and fervor. It's going to be really loud. I mean, I would be stunned if it's not louder with our decibel readings than the famous Nebraska game pretty quickly.
Scott, do you get a chance to even enjoy Saturday night?
No. If we win, I will.
Yeah.
In terms of naming rights, did you get closer? I mean, it's going to remain Husky Stadium, as it said in the little handout. Is there any thought maybe down the future that you would like to name the stadium, or do you purely want to keep it Husky Stadium if that's possible?
It always will be Husky Stadium. Now, we still have the field naming rights piece that we're marketing, whether it's to a philanthropic donor or a corporate donor, two criteria for it that OD Vincent's been working on, but it's going to remain Husky Stadium.
What do you guys anticipate Molly's renovations to do for the program as far as recruiting?
Yeah, it's already had, according to the coach, a great payoff, and folks and parents who've seen it in the schematic phase and even in the construction phase last year really helped with this close on a strong class last year. And I think it will continue to do so. But let's not forget winning also helps.